Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Sydney, and this is episode 7 of my wedding content. We are just under 45 days to the wedding, and it's been quite a while since I've come on here and updated you guys on the comings and goings of wedding planning. So if you haven't seen my last full sit down episode, I will leave that up here for you to go and click, and that was back in March, when we had about 5.5 months until the wedding. So I'm not going to repeat information from that one, but I will add onto some of the developments we've had since then. So I'm going to start with the clothing and accessories aspect. So I did film my Say Yes to the Dress episodes back in January, and if you haven't checked those out, please do. I would love to see if you can guess which dress I ended up going for. But since then, I've had my alteration. I actually went for my alteration appointment yesterday and have that all set up and taken care of, which is very exciting. Thankfully, all I have to do is get the hem taken up and bustled. That's it. The bodice fits perfectly, which I was very nervous about because my measurements tell me that I'm not supposed to fit in that dress. So very happy that worked. But I've also bought my shoes. So I did struggle a little bit trying to figure out what shoes I was going to wear. In my last video, I mentioned how I wanted to go for a colored heel. And unfortunately, I won't be doing that for the wedding, but I did purchase a pair of emerald satin green heels that I wore for my bridal shower, which I'll show you guys here. I'll talk about my bridal shower in a little bit, but I definitely needed more of a block heel for my wedding. For those of you who don't know, my wedding is outdoor at the cottage, so there's grass, there's gravel. I need to make sure I don't die. So I picked up these pair of shoes from Call It Spring, and I love them. They were not the initial shoe I was going to go for. I was quite fond of a pair of shoes from Lulu's, but with being in Canada, it's a little harder. You can't really return them as well, or there's just a little bit more fuss and faff with duties and stuff. So on some of the bridal pages I was on, people were giving dupes, and this is one of them. This is the Katarina heel, and it's super cushiony, so I'm super thrilled about that. I think it's like 4.5 inch heel, and there's obviously no platform on this. So then I had my shoes, I could go for my alteration, and I am quite happy for that. For anyone who thinks those heels might be a little excessive for a wedding, I'm only 5'3", I'm little, and I love heels, so I made sure to try them on standing beside Scott to make sure that there wasn't too dramatic a lack of height difference. So I'm definitely up there, but I'm still littler because he's almost 6 foot, so it's all good. The next item that I have solidified in my plan is my jewelry. Both these pieces were really affordable. I don't really go out and buy jewelry all that often, so I wanted something that was not going to break the bank, but that was still going to fit what I was looking for. So I actually found these earrings from Winners, and I really liked them because I felt that they went very well with my engagement ring. So these are the earrings. I will insert a picture because the camera will not focus on them. I liked that they had a little bit of length to them. I didn't want to just have studs. I feel like there's a little bit of length without being a hoop, and I just know, I thought they really complemented the ring. And then I wanted my something blue. And when I saw this necklace, I jumped on it. I went to People's, and it was actually on clearance, and there was an additional sale. So I got it for a fraction of its original price, and I absolutely love it. And again, I was focusing more on complementing the ring and the earring. I picked up this beauty. I did change the chain. I bought a chain from Etsy because I wanted the length to be a little bit different. The other necklace I found was too long. I also hadn't tried my dress on for a while when I purchased it, so the original length I think would actually still work really well, so I might kind of see when I get my dress back which chain length I actually prefer. But again, I got a chain on Etsy for, I want to say it was under $10, so super affordable, and I just love the way it looked. It just made me so happy, so happy. I actually wore the jewelry to my dress appointment when I went to pick up my dress, because when I ordered my dress, I ordered it in a different color than what I tried on in the shop, so I hadn't seen it in my color, so I made sure I had all my jewelry on to see and have like that real bridal moment. And the next thing that I've picked up is a veil. Now I haven't picked up, this is my something borrowed, and my sister-in-law has lent me her veil. She also threw in her hairpiece, which I haven't decided if I'm going to use that one or if I'm going to find another one. I actually picked one up from Amazon a while ago, but it's not in the right metal. So it's a gold and emerald green, and I'm going to be wearing obviously all silver, so the gold won't work. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do a colored crystal or if I was going to go with like the pearls and just like, you know, a clear crystal. This is the hairpiece that she had. Again, hard to see because it's clear, but I guess that's kind of a better way of showing it. And then for her veil, I actually didn't even realize that she had any beading on her veil. My mother-in-law actually forgot altogether that she had a veil because she didn't wear it for like the whole evening. She's kind of wore it for the ceremony. So it is not super long, which is actually perfect. It'll come, I think, for me about mid-back. And then the detailing of the sides, let's see if I can get a nice view of it for you. Just crystals on the side, and I actually quite like that because it gives it a little bit of weight, so it's not going to completely blow away because the cottage is on the lake of many winds. So I am mentally preparing for a little bit of wind blowing. That's our clothing update. Scott and the boys are in the process of their rentals for their suits. We're not doing tuxes. Tuxes are a little too formal. We have narrowed down the particular suit rental we're gonna do. The guys are getting sized up, and we're doing all that at Moore's, which is great, and it's just more affordable because Scott doesn't have to wear suits in his daily life. 3 out of 4 of them don't wear suits, like, ever. Our brother-in-law loves a good suit, so he's looking very forward to having that. But those are the guys taken care of. We just need to get their ties and pocket squares in the right color, and we're good to go. The next update would be our engagement shoot. So last time I spoke with you guys, I'd said that we were planning our invites and that one of the invite styles or one of the save the date files had an image in it, but we didn't have our engagement shoot yet. So we finally did our engagement shoot a couple weeks ago, like in July, which we've been engaged actually today. 1 year ago today, it is the 28th of July, I became engaged. So we did wait quite some time, only because the lead photographer in our team is also a teacher. So he and I are wrapping up the school year in June. It was just a little hectic. So we ended up getting our engagement shoot the first week of July, and it was beautiful. I borrowed a dress from my best friend. I borrowed heels from my youngest sister-in-law, and it just came out so nicely. I'll show us a couple snippets here, but I will have more on my Instagram, so you can definitely check that out. But I did really enjoy that. So that's now taken care of. I loved our photographer. He was absolutely hilarious. He was great to work with, so I'm looking very much forward to working with him again on the wedding day. We do have, I think I mentioned, quite a large bundle for photography. It was one of my will spend money on items. So we do have 2 photographers, 2 videographers, and some drone footage, which I'm sure sounds really excessive. And if I hadn't, I actually won a contest with a company and got 50% off any of their bundles. So I went for the top one, obviously, because I never would have been able to justify the price of it, but so far I'm not disappointed. So everything with the vendors has been solidified, payments, everything. I will do a separate video on kind of reviewing and sharing with you guys more details about our vendors after the wedding, give you the full perspective on how things went. Now, update on music. I did tell you guys in the last video that we have a DJ now, and unfortunately my plan of the RSVP music did not go as smoothly because of course we had tons of family that just like texted us and said, yep, we're coming. So I do need to shoot a few messages to people and be like, hey, send me a song please. But those who did add their songs, I quite liked that. It was really, it made me smile. And then in terms of music for us, I mentioned that I have our like videographer song for our wedding video, but I now have my aisle song. I've narrowed down the daddy-daughter dance to 2 songs that my dad and I are kind of back and forth. We love both, so it's kind of a let's just see what happens. Currently working on our recessional song of us walking back down the aisle as Mr. and Mrs. That one it's proving a little bit harder because I don't want something too slow because like I want to have like the energy, but I don't want it that's like so like clubby music and bopping because that's not really us either. So I've been Googling recessional songs and seeing what comes up. So we have a few songs that are an option, and I'm still helping my mother-in-law and Scott find their mother-son dance. Now I do want to talk quickly about stationery. For those of you who haven't seen, I designed our save the dates on Canva and I loved it. It was a pretty smooth process. Ended up printing them with Vistaprint, but you can check out my last video to see why that was the case. But when I was trying to design our invites, I was struggling. So I have an iPad, I have like Procreate, and I was really trying to make something of it and it just wasn't working and I was getting me a little stressed out. So I went onto Zazzle, which always pops up, and it's kind of like a Shein to me of things where I'm like, do I trust this? Anyway, I went for it and I loved it. So I'm just covering up some sensitive information, but gorgeous burgundy watercolor. And then of course I had it printed on both sides because I just love stationery. I actually have the stationery and the invites and save the dates from all of our friends' weddings we've been to because I just love it so much. So like for me, it meant a lot, but I didn't want to break the bank with it. I know with the stationery, it can be a make or break for people for budget. You can either put a lot of money into it and do like, you know, the full suite of things, or you can do digital ones. So my sister-in-law did everything digitally and I liked it, but again, because I'm a stationary person, I just wanted something tangible. I didn't want to print like, you know, 3 just for photos. So I found this one on Zazzle. I actually got some of the suite for it. So we have our return address labels done in the same style. So when I sent out all the invites, I had that and I've just absolutely loved it. We had our wedding website on here, obviously details of where they can come for anyone who isn't already related and knows where the cottage is. And then one thing that I absolutely love, and I mentioned this before, is I have a wax seal. So Scott and I were thinking about doing a custom wax seal, but I just wasn't sure if it was something we were really gonna do or use. So I got one that says "With Love" from Michaels, and I have 2 wax colors now. I have the emerald green and I have burgundy. So I used the burgundy for our invites, so it matched the invite inside. And I'm going to use the emerald green for our thank you cards, which are obviously gonna come after the wedding when I have some of the wedding photos. So that's been really great. It looks lovely. It made me really happy. So it's been great. So I'm hoping that a few people enjoyed it. I know my dad has it like propped up on a little photo frame stand, so he's quite liked it. And then the last thing I was talking about is florals. So in my last video I mentioned how it was a beast I had yet to even think about, let alone tame. And then I was thinking about doing a different style for my bridesmaids and even perhaps for myself. So I was going to try and find a way of DIYing or purchasing or whatever was gonna work. So I started thinking about Michaels. They always have some florals, there's always some burgundies, but again, I'm not a florist. I can't arrange things to save my life, so I was definitely struggling. But I really wanted to have their bouquets on a hoop. So as I'm part of many bridal Facebook groups and marketplace groups, I've been scouring what people have uploaded. So I purchased these hoops from somebody, and again, they were a DIY and they were for aisle decor. Initially, I purchased these to then subsequently add burgundy flowers into. So it's ivory, it's gold, it's perfect, like it's perfect. So the idea is that they hold this instead of a bouquet. So kind of pondered that, held that for a little bit. I think I ended up buying 6 of them. I only need 3 for the girls and then me for the 4th, but I was like, I'll have a couple extras if I need them. I can put them around for decor. Then I found somebody selling her 2 bridesmaids and my maid of honor bouquet, and they are in my colors, so I jumped on it. Now there is a little bit more pink in this one, so there's a more ivory with a little touch of pink, and then of course the burgundy. This is one of the bridesmaid sides. The maid of honor one is a little bit larger. So my thought was, do I decompose this and put it on the hoop so I can still have my hoop? But to be honest, I really just like the way this looks. I think it's a really good size. I might change the ribbon from gold to a burgundy or maybe an emerald. I'm not sure yet. But I do really like it, and it's just so nicely put together that if I undo it, I'm scuppered because I'm never going to get it back to looking the same. So I think that I'm going to end up using just these as is for the bridesmaids and maid of honor, and then use the hoops for decor around the aisle and such. So I also am so happy to say that a friend of mine from high school has started a floral company, a floral side business, and I will be getting my bouquet and some, not centerpieces per se, but I will get some floral arrangements from her for the wedding. So I am so happy to be able to support local and support somebody that I know. So I will leave her contact information down below, and again, I will include her in my vendor video after the wedding, but definitely go check her out. If you're in the GTA, hit up my friend Tiffany. Definitely take a look for any kind of event. Doesn't obviously have to be weddings, any other parties that you're having. If you're looking for some florals, hit her up. I know it would mean a lot to her. So her and I are gonna be working on some bouquet ideas, and I've been slacking getting back with her because my brain has been swimming, but that's on my list of things to do this week. So upcoming videos are going to be on decor, things that I've purchased, things that I'm DIYing, how I'm using my Cricut in my wedding planning decor ideas. So that will be upcoming. If there's anything that you'd like to know more about, or if you want to do a quick wedding Q&A, please let me know. You can hit me up on my Instagram or down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya!